And I just bought that. Just basically, I don't have to worry, and I don't have an excuse not to lose weight. 200 and almost 260 pounds. And at 60 pounds, uh, I need to at least lose at least 70 pounds. At least get myself, at least get myself at least to 200 pounds. And it's going to be hard, but I am looking forward to doing so. So that's the bike. Isn't she a beaut? Ain't she a beaut? Huh? This is my neighborhood. And this is me outside. It is darn chilly out. Darn tootin'. And I still look old. And, I guess that's what the alcohol does. Right. I put this bike here, my bike here, in good faith because of the location of the house. That would be a nice video for the police if my bike ever gets stolen, and the police would know what to look for. I can show them, and the reason I say I put it out in good faith is because we've never had a break-in. We've never had any bad seeds here in this part of town in the North End. People say, people who don't know people in the North End, and I'm pasting this to Facebook, I'm sharing this to Facebook, people who say that the North End is filled with criminal activities, people saying that the North End is filled with meth heads and filled with cocaine and crack and everything under the blue sky, that a criminal intent, is untrue. I've been here for 20 years in the North End. 20 years, we've never had a break-in, and we've got to put through at all. It's information that they got, and it's also racism. Racism has a big part in it. And I know people don't like talking about racism. I know that's an ugly word. And I know that not everybody in Winnipeg is racist. It's right out there. I'm putting it out there right now that not everybody in Winnipeg, not every single person living in the vicinity of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, all indeed racist. They're not. It takes a half, not even half, it takes a couple of bad seeds in the apple barrel to ruin it for the rest of us. And you damn tootin' I fight racism. I take it with a grain of salt. Because if I took it even further than that, I wouldn't be any better than the ones who are being mean towards us. And the whole kit and caboodle and the whole darn regime in Winnipeg, it always has to be us and them. Why does it always have to be us and them? That's what really, really gets me. I went there when I was a little boy, when I was 5 years of age, and I'll tell you this is a true story. My grandfather, we called him Papa. My grandfather got wrestling tickets at the Winnipeg Arena when the Minnesota Wrestling Association came to Winnipeg. It was called AWA. And I was 5 years of age. 5 years of age. I was just a little guy. I fell in love with Winnipeg. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm not going to sit here and candy coat it. I'm going to call a spade a spade. I fell in love with Winnipeg. My uncle helped open up the Indian and Métis Friendship Centers in Selkirk, Manitoba, and in Winnipeg, Manitoba, in the early 1970s. And he got the Order of Canada for that. The very first Indian and Métis Friendship Centers in Canada, Selkirk and Winnipeg. And he got the Order of Canada for it. His father, my grandfather, John Orvis, helped put up the Golden Boy on the ledge. That's something to be proud of. My uncle Brian Norman Orvis, the member of the Order of Canada, he went to St. John's College and his roommate was Ed Schreier. That's right, the former Premier and former Governor General of Canada. He was roommates and a lifelong friend of my uncle's. Now, this is one of the many reasons why I fell in love with Winnipeg. Because we had great men like that and great families like that in Manitoba. And I'm 47 years of age. I'll be 48 in May, almost 50. And I didn't know what racism was until I was 19. Until I told my uncle about what was going on and what was happening to me. I had no idea that one of these people that were my so-called friends came up to me and started telling me dirty Indian jokes. You know, and you know, no offense. It's just a good joke. I'm going to tell it. 3 dirty brown Indians fell in a big blat of mud. I'm just joking, man. It's a joke. I'm not racist. No offense. And he kept on saying that. No offense. And you know why they said that? They said that to me because they were intimidated by me and they knew that I would have done something if I knew it was racism. And you got to remember that. I was 15, 16, 17. I've been witnessing racism my entire life. I've witnessed racism. I've seen racism. And I know how racism feels. Because I'm a minority of 1.5 million Aboriginal, Indigenous, and Inuit Métis people in Canada. I got 4 beautiful children. And they have to go through what I went through. My daughters, my son. What last thing? Ask this to yourselves. Ask this what you're leaving behind when we go, when it's our time. What legacy are we leaving behind for our children? Because my uncle was in residential school and my whole family was in residential school. And they said it takes 7 generations for the racism to be eradicated. So I won't be here when reconciliation happens in Canada. I'm a firm believer in reconciliation. But right now we're dealing with far too much racism in 2019. How awful and mean it is. People talking about men missing. People talking about murdered and missing Indigenous women. You can't sit there and tell me that's not racism. You can't sit there and tell me that it's not ugliness that our people are going through. I am a proud Canadian. I was born and raised in Canada. And I'm 150% Canadian and Indigenous. But ask yourselves this. What do we want to teach our children? Are we going to teach our children to hate non-natives? Or are we going to teach them to love? Those are 2 choices. We're saying goodbye to our loved ones, and it's hard. It's hard watching my mom grow old. It's hard watching me grow old with all this gray hair that I'm getting. That comes with wisdom. And as a single person in Winnipeg, I'm blaming a certain few. There's certain few that you don't think you count. There's certain few that I think, what is the use of trying to argue and fight with racism with people who are racist? Because Nelson Mandela said, hatred is a learnt behavior. If they can be taught to hate, why can't we teach them to love? I'm a firm believer in that. There's so much change that can be done. So much happiness and love out there, instead of arguing and bickering and fighting with each other. I'm not afraid to set the word out there. I'm not afraid to put the word out there. I'm not afraid to talk to people who think that they're better than me and know that they're better than me, because I say, let's sit down and let's talk. Let's see if we can come to a conclusion together. Because it's so important out there to get the word out there and tell them. We're not trying to change them. We're not trying to change their value system. We're trying to get them to change the hate to love. Life has changed so much in the past 30 years. So much has changed. One generation left and another generation is here right now. And most of my friends that I have out there that are non-Indigenous are not racist. If they ask me, why? Why is this happening? Why are they like that? What strives them and drives them to be that mean and that malicious to another minority? Because from day one, 200 years ago, from day one, divide and conquer. I'm not talking about the colonialism.
Do you have trouble staying?
I'm not talking about the immigrants. I'm not talking about it because they are.
The all-new Snuggable weighted blanket is available in 2 weights and is designed to comfort you while you sleep. Inspired by the
In order
pressure therapy, the weighted blanket
to take down a minority, you smash their altars. You take away their faith. You bring them down to their knees. And that's what the non-Indigenous people did to our people. They smashed our Creator's altar. They took our faith away. They took our language away. They cut our hair. They belittled us. They made us feel worthless. And they're still doing that today in 2019. My grandfather told me this. My uncles told me this. My father told me this. We're in residential school in 1944. They took away the faith. They took away the hair. They took away the carving of the totem poles, because I'm from the West Coast. They stole the totem poles and put the totem poles that we carved with our own bare hands into museums. Anyhow, enough of the serious stuff. My little lemon drops. I want to share this to Facebook, and I would like and I'd appreciate your comments on what I have to say. This is my premium account, Patch 661, also known as Philip Holmes, Holmes. You can see my empty pop ball in the back. Diet Pepsi. I know it tastes. At first, when I first tasted Diet Pepsi, it tastes like I'm drinking liquid cardboard. I can only see half my face. I love you guys. You guys are the best. You guys are what make YouTube happen. Please like and please subscribe and please pass this on. I'm going to face this. I'm going to put this on Facebook. So please watch it. My name is Patch661, also known as Philip Holmes. This is my YouTube channel, and that was my rant for today. Please don't get it all mixed up and all twisted in a knot. I'm not blaming everybody out there that's racist. I'm extending an olive branch. Each and every one of you. Because not only I love you, God loves you. And we can make the world a better place and a more comfortable place for our children's to live when we leave. I much appreciate everything that you guys are doing out there. Don't give up the fight, and don't give up on yourselves, because every single one of you out there are worth it. I gotta go. I've been on here 21 minutes. Thank you very much. Come and check out my YouTube channel. I'm going to be uploading periodically lots of videos on here because now I'm YouTube Premium. And I've never been YouTube Premium before, and there you are. I was just about to log off, and somebody came in. Thank you very much for coming in and taking the time on watching me live. It is much, much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyways. Before the age of 17, I seen this country wide. An old guitar I'd gladly play, and I thank you for the ride. I'm going to bounce. One person came in here. That's so incredible. That's so awesome. One person, they came in here for half a minute and looked at, they left. Yes, I wanted to see this ugly mug. Well, I've been patched for a long, long time. Longer than my kids have been born. Can you imagine that? The 1980s. I just got a cramp in my mouth. Isn't that awful? You ever get a cramp in your mouth? You can't top that. I even got my favorite bands from the 80s, The Dirt, a.k.a. Motley Crue from the 80s. One of the best bands that ruled and rocked the world in the 1980s. And their music still rocks today. Anyways, my name is Patch. People also know me as Philip Holmes. Check out my content on my YouTube channel. I'm sharing this right now with Facebook. So look on my YouTube channel. If you don't have a YouTube channel, make one. Make an account because it's worth it. And you're worth it. Don't ever forget that. Poke in your face. Poke, poke, poke. I'm poking your face. Am I bugging you yet? I'm poking your face. Poke, poke, poke. I'm squishing your head. Can I squish your head? Squish, squish, squish. Squishing your head.